Now we'll start it off here for the Braves. He's batting .238 with no homers and no RBIs. And this is Pete Falcone's 8th start of the year. He's 1-6 with a 4.96 ERA. Here's the pitch to Barry. And that's going to be lifted in the left field. And that'll be out number 1. 1 up and 1 down here. In the first. And Gilbreth comes to the plate, batting .250 with no homers and 14 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. And Tyson, I believe, is going to bobble this one. And that's going to be an E4. 51 and an 8. Nope, 51 and an 8. He makes a nice play. No, he doesn't. He does bobble it. That's an E4. And Gilbert's aboard here with a run out there. Jeff Burris is batting .317. He's got 8 homers on the year and 33 RBI. Off to a great start. And that ball is high. And that ball is far. Kiss it goodbye. Jeff Burris, for the second game in a row, leads off the first with a 2-run homer for the Braves. Puts the Braves up 2-0. And Matthews batting .214 with 2 homers and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to deep center field. George Hendrick goes back, makes the catch. And there's 2 down. And the Murph's up. And Dale Murphy's batting .217 with 11 homers and 21 RBIs. And that's going to be a 37 rare play on a 31. 31 and a 37. That's going to be a foul ball. Strike 1 on Murph. He fouls that one off. And here's the 0-1 pitch to Murphy. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Tyson. He fields this one cleanly. Fires over to first, and that'll end the inning. But the 2-run homer by Jeff Burris makes it a 2-0 Atlanta lead going into the bottom of the first. The Cardinals will send Brock, Phelps, and Hendrick up. Lou Brock's batting .233 with no homers and 5 RBIs on the year. Here's the and this is NIEKRO's 15th start of the year. He's 7-3 with a 3.31 ERA. And that's going to be against the righty. 15 and 11. And that's going to be an infield hit for Lou Brock. So Brock's aboard here with the leadoff single, and the tying run comes to the plate right away. And they're going to do a little hit and run here with Mike Phelps, batting .257 with no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third, 41 and a 3. That'll be fielding column 3 on a hit and run. And the only play Maddox will have is over to first. The runner will get down the second on the hit and run. Now you got a runner in scoring position for George Hendrick. And George Hendrick with the Cardinals this year has batted .222 with 2 homers and 6 RBIs. He started the season off with the Padres. Here's the pitch to George. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. 33 and a 7. That'll be fielding column 3. That's going to be popped up down the short. The Rocket makes the catch. Now there's 2 outs. The runner's still down at second for Ted Simmons. And Ted Simmons is off to a great start, batting .319. He's got 7 homers and 26 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one off of Nuxie. See where this ends up at. And that ball is blasted out in the left field. And it's over everybody's head. And Ted Simmons is putting on the Jets. And that brown-eyed handsome man has himself an RBI triple, folks. Cuts the lead in half. Now you got a runner at third, the tying run 90 feet away. And Keith Hernandez, who's batting .234 on the year with 3 homers and 14 RBIs. And that's going to be a base on balls. And all of a sudden, that knuckleball's not dancing as Aaron Reeves joins us here. And now you got Morales up, batting .213, runners on first and third, 2 outs. And Jerry is batting .213 with 3 homers and 21 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Nuxie strikes him out. But the Cardinals, with the RBI triple by Simmons, makes it a 2-1 game. We go to the top of the second. You got Pokerova, Maddox, and Rocket due up here for the Braves. And Biff batting .290 off to a great start this year with 5 homers and 15 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. That'll be out number 1 here in the second. Jerry Maddox comes to the plate, and he's batting .667. He is 2 for 3 on the year with no homers and no RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, drives that ball in the right field. And that's a 1-out single for Maddox. So Jerry's aboard here with a 1-out single, and the Rockets up. And the Rockets batting .159 with no homers and 10 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground fly ball out to left field. George makes the out the center field. George makes the catch, and now there's 2 down. Phil NIEKRO comes up. He says he don't need no stinking DH. He's batting .121 with no homers and no RBI. And that's a ground ball down to Tyson. He'll go the short way over to first. And the single goes nowhere. The Braves strand 1. We go to the bottom of the second. Still 2-1 Atlanta. And you got Wright, Tyson, and Falcone due up the bottom third. And Ken's batting .188. He's got 3 homers and 18 RBIs on 21 RBIs on the year. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Barry in center. 1 up and 1 down here. And Tyson comes up to the plate. And Mike Tyson, the famous fighter, turns into a ball player, batting .226 with 2 homers and 20 RBIs. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short. And there's quickly 2 outs here in the second. And now you got Pete Falcone up. And Falcone's batting .176 with no homers and 1 RBI. He says he don't need no stinking DH. And that ball is hit hard. That ball finds the gap out there. Pete Falcone's got a 2-out double, folks. Old Pete says, hell with that DH. And he's standing down at second with a tying run. And Lou Brock with a go-ahead run at the plate. He's 1 for 1. He singled and came around the score on the Ted Simmons triple. So here's the pitch for Lou. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And Jerry fires over to first. And that'll end the inning. And Pete Falcone gets stranded at second. It's still a 2-1 ball game as we go to the top of the third. You got the top of the order due up here for the Braves. Bunnell, Gilbreth, and Burris. Barry's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be against the lefty. 5 and a 9. And that's going to be a hit. Barry gets aboard here with a leadoff single. And that brings up Gilbreth. He got on base with an error and came around the score on the Jeff Burris homer. And here's the pitch to Ron. Do they want to do a little hit and run here? Cool. They're going to do a little hit and run. Try to stay out of the double play. 42, and that's a swing and a miss. He doesn't hit the ball, and that's going to be a -4. 22. Barry's on his own at 22 or lower, he's safe. So 44 or lower, Barry's got a stolen base. And he's in there. Ted Simmons couldn't get him, so Barry with a stolen base. See how many stolen bases that is for Barry. And that is Barry's third stolen base of the year. He's 3 for 6. And Gilbert's up now with 1 strike on him. So here's the 0-1 pitch, a runner in scoring position, nobody out. Let's move these Let's move these guys in the infield around a little bit so we can see them better with a runner on. Let's do this. So we'll go here to the ballpark. Second. Second there. Short there. Short here. And let's see if that looks any better. Yeah, it looks a little better now. You can see him. So here's the 0-1 pitch to Gilbreth. And that's going to be a ground ball down to second. 21 should be feeling column 3. See if the runner gets down to third. And the runner will get down to third. So now you got 1 out. And an insurance run 90 feet away, and Jeff Burris is up, and he hit a 2-run homer his first time up, folks. He's 1 for 1 today. Can he get another run in here? And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And with the defense back, that'll score the run. Mike goes over to first, and it's a 3-1 ball game. Now 2 outs and nobody on for Matthews. Matthews is 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a base on balls. The Sarge gets on base here with 2 outs. And can Dale Murphy keep this inning going here? We're already up 3-1. Can he add to this? The Murph is 0 for 1 grounded out. And that's going to be against the lefty of 4. And 4 on A. 9, is that what it is? Yep. That's going to be a single, so the Murph keeps the inning going here, folks. That's an infield hit. Now you got first and second for Biff Pocoroba. Can he deliver? Matthews with good speed down there at second. Murph with average speed at first. Biff is 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a 38. Pass ball. Is it a pass ball? Yep, that's a pass ball. That one gets by Ted Simmons, one of the better catchers in the game, but that one gets by. Now it's second and third, and a 1-0 count to Biff Pocoroba. Can he deliver? A single here might score 2 and make this a 5-1 ball game. And that's going to be a fly ball out to George. He catches it. The Braves strand 2, but score 1, make it a 3-1 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. You got Phillips due up, followed by Hendrick and Simmons. See the Braves schedule here. They got 1 more game against the Cardinals, and then they go up to Philadelphia to take on the Phillies for 3, and then these Cardinals come to Atlanta. And Mike Phelps is 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Phil strikes him out for out number 1. That's NIEKRO's second strikeout of the game. George Hendrick comes up. He's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Maddox, over to Murph. And there's quickly 2 down here. Ted Simmons up with nobody on and 2 outs. He had that RBI triple his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. NIEKRO gets him this time, and it's a 1-2-3 to the top of the 4th we go. We've got Pokoroba due up, followed by Pokoroba isn't due up, it's Maddox due up, Rocket and NIEKRO to bottom 3rd. Jerry, he singled his first time up. He is hitting 750 on the year, folks. Here's the pitch to Jerry, and that's going to be a rare play. A 39 and a 54. And that's going to be ball 1, so he falls behind on Jerry. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And that's going to be against the lefty. A 7 and a 9. And that's going to be popped up. Just got under that one. Down the second, Tyson makes the catch. And that'll be out number 1. Jerry thought he squared it up, but just got under it. Should have drove that ball out into the outfield. And the Rocket's up. He's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be another ball hit down the second. This one on the ground. And Tyson fields it cleanly over to first. And there's quickly 2 down. Can Phil NIEKRO do some damage here with 2 outs and nobody on? He's 0 for 1. And that's going to be a pop up again down the second. And that'll win the inning. 1-2-3 goes the Braves. Tyson sets a record held by many with all 3 putouts. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Hernandez, Morales, and Wright's due up. Keith is walked his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. NIEKRO strikes him out. NIEKRO, all of a sudden, that knuckleball's dancing and they can't find it. That's his 4th strikeout. And Jerry's up, and he's a strikeout victim his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Rocket. He fields it cleanly, fires over to first, and there's quickly 2 down. So it's up to Wrights to get something started. He flew out to center his first time up. He's 0 for 1. That's going to be a rare play, a 39 and a 52. And he fouls that one off, barely gets a piece of that knuckleball. And it's a 1-2 count here. Let's see what happens. And that's a swing and a miss. He doesn't foul that one off, and he strikes out Wrights. And that's a easy inning side, retired in order. We go to the top of the 5th, still 3-1 Atlanta. And Bunnell's due up the top of the order, Gilbreth and Burris. And Barry's 1 for 2. He has reached on a single. He has stolen a base, came around the score. Back in the 3rd, here's the pitch to Barry. And that's going to be a base on balls. Pete walks him. So Barry's aboard again. You know what? They're going to try the hit and run again. Maybe Gilbreth can get a hold of this one. Here's the pitch to Rod. And that's going to be another swing and a miss. Barry's on his own again. What was it? 422. That'll be at 44 lower. And he's in there again with a stolen base. So Barry's down at second again with his 2nd stolen base of the game. And Rod's got another runner in scoring position. Can he deliver here? Here's the 0-1 pitch to him. And that's going to be another ground ball. This one down the short. 64. That'll be fielding column 3 on a 4. Now it's going to be popped up. Barry stays put. And there's 1 down. So it's up to Jeff Burris. He has driven in every run today. He is 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer. And he grounded out and drove in Barry his last time up. Can he get a base hit here and score Barry? And no, not this time. That's going to be a ground ball down the first. 24 and a 5 should be fielding column 1. And it is. And that's going to be popped up in the foul territory. Keith Hernandez goes over near the line in foul territory, makes the catch, and now there's 2 outs. So it's going to be up to Sarge here to do something. Matthews is 0 for 1. He walked his last time up. Barry with that walk and a stolen base. Can they cash in on it? And that's going to be against the lefty. That is going to be a 8. That's going to be a single in the center field, and that should score Barry with 2 outs. Let's see here. 5. It'll be a 65. Yeah, he should score with no throw. Yep. So he's going to score with no throw. RBI single. And just like that, it's a 4-1 ball game as the Sarge finally delivers. Now you got a runner down at first. And Murphy at the plate. Murphy's 1 for 2, singled his last time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Pete strikes him out. But the RBI single by Matthews makes it a 4-1 game as we get to the bottom of the 5th. You got the bottom of the order due up Tyson, Falcone, and then back to Brock. And Mike is 0 for 1, popped up. And against the righty, it's going to be a 20 and a 9. That's going to be a fly ball out to Barry. Nice play out there by Barry. Makes the catch. Takes a hit away from Tyson. There's 1 down. Pete Falcone, if you remember, had a double his first time up. He don't need no stinking DH. He's 1 for 1. And this time he drives that ball out to center field. Barry's playing a little deeper this time. Makes the catch in the gap. And that'll be out number 2. And we're back to the top of the order with Lou Brock. He's 1 for 2. Singled and came around the score back in the first. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. NIEKRO strikes him out. That's his 6th strikeout of the game. We go to the 6th inning. It's still 4-1 Atlanta. You got Tokoroba, Maddox, and Rocket due up. Biff is 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field for out number 1. And Jerry Maddox comes to the plate. 1 for 2. Has a single in the game. And that's a base on balls. Jerry's going to walk on down to first with 1 out. Can the Rocket do something here? He's 0 for 2 today. And we drop 2 dice. Not 1, but 2. Let's see what happens here. And that's going to be a base on balls, and all of a sudden Pete Falcone can't find the strike zone. Back-to-back walks. And with Nuxie up, they're going to try to lay down a bunt and get both of them over in the scoring position. Phil is 0 for 2. And that's going to be fouled off. Couldn't get it down. And that's going to be 1 strike on him. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And that's going to be bunted. Back to the mound. Pete's got it. His only plays over to first. With Tyson covering. And that'll be out number 2. Now you got 2nd and 3rd. 2 down. And Barry Bunnell's up. And Barry's having a nice game. He's 1 for 2. He has singled, stolen a base, and came around to score. He's walked, stolen a base, and came around to score. So he's 1 for 2 with a walk. He scored twice and stolen 2 bases. Can he deliver here and bust this game open for the Braves? And that's going to be a swing and a miss. A big strikeout by Pete Falcone with 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs, and they get out of the mess with nobody scoring. And the Braves hold on to a 3-1 lead here. Wait a second, I was looking at the wrong card. 62. That wasn't a strikeout. That was a fly out. Still out, but he didn't strike him out. He flew out to right field. Sorry about that. It's still an out, though. It should be a fly out to right field. And now we go to the bottom of the sixth. Phillips, Hendrick, and Simmons, 2, 3, 4 hitters up here against NIEKRO. Mike 0 for 2 struck out his last time up. And that's going to be a rare play. 66 and a 36. That's going to be hit out to left field. Jeff Burris is out there. It could be very adventurous. And he makes a hell of a play out there. Jeff Burris runs in the gap, dives, makes the catch, takes a hit away from Mike, and it is one down. Nice play out there by Jeff Burris. One down, a tip of the cap from Phil NIEKRO. Saved at least a single, possibly a double. And now you got George up. George is 0 for 2. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes George out for the first time today, and he's up to 7 strikeouts. And here comes Ted Simmons, who's 1 for 2 with the RBI triple in the game. He did strike out his last time up in the third against Phil. And not this time. That ball is high. How far is this one going to go? That is the question. And kiss it goodbye. Ted Simmons has now cut the lead in half. It's only a 2-run lead. Ted Simmons drives that ball out of the park for us. How many home runs is that for Ted now? That was his 8th homer, and it's a 4-2 game. Keith Hernandez is up. How big was that out by Jeff Burris? Keep this a 2-run game instead of a 1-run game. Hernandez is 0 for 1. He has walked and struck out. Yet to put the ball in play. And that's going to be a fly ball out to pretty deep center field. Barry's got room, makes the catch. But the solo homer by Ted Simmons makes it a 4-2 game as we go to the 7th inning. You got Gilbreth, Burris, and Matthews, 2, 3, 4 hitters up. Gilbreth is 0 for 3. He did reach on an error and came around the score back in the first. And that's going to be a ground ball down the right. He's got it. Throws over to Keith, and there's one down. And Jeff Burris comes up 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer and 3 RBIs on the day. And that's going to be a base on balls. Pete Falcone walks him. Burris is down at first. Gary Matthews comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2. Pete Falcone's due up 4th. So they got the bullpen up. George Frazier's up in the bullpen. So you got a runner down at first, 1 out. Matthews is 1 for 2. He's walked and driven in a run with a single his last time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Pete strikes him out. Now there's 2 outs. And can Dale Murphy deliver here with Jeff Burris at first? Murph's 1 for 3, singled in this game. And that's going to be against the lefty an 8. And that's going to be a single in the left field. Jeff Burris is going to stop at second. Now it's first and second, 2 outs for Pokeroba. Let's see, they're going to let Pete pitch to Pokeroba. Biff doesn't hit lefties as good as he does righties, so they're going to let Pete pitch to him. Biff is 0 for 3 today. He has flown out twice to center, and he is grounded out. As Paul joins us here, check out his great channel at FSC Sports Desk with Paul. Yeah, I love this game too, buddy. I agree with you, Paul. It's a great game. And Biff, like I say, is 0 for 3. Can he get a key base hit here and give the Braves some more insurance runs? And nope, that's going to be a ground ball down the mic at short. He goes the short way to second. The Braves strand 2. We go to the 7th inning stretch in a 4-2 ball game. Still NIEKRO takes the mound here in the bottom of the 7th. Morales, Wrights, and Tyson due up. Of course, if they get the Pete Falcone, they'll have a pinch hitter. And Jerry's 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded out against NIEKRO. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. The Rocket fields it cleanly over to Murph. And there's one down. And Wrights is up. Wrights is 0 for 2. He struck out his last time against Phil. And that's going to be against the righty, 18. And that's a nice play down there by Rocket. Dive and stop, gets up, fires over to first, and gets Wrights by a step. Nice play by old Rocket down there. Pat, nice play. Another tip of the cap. NIEKRO's getting some good defense today. And that brings up Tyson. Mike's 0 for 2. He's popped up and flown out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Gilbert. And that'll be a 1-2-3 inning. And we're going to go to the top of the 8th. And let's see. That's probably going to be it for Falcone. And let's see if they do the old double switch. They don't got a second baseman on the bench. That's freaking crazy. Who else can play second? They don't have another second baseman on the roster. I guess we're not doing a double switch. Guess not. They're just going to take Falcone out. What do you got coming up? You got righties coming up. So George Frazier is going to come in the game. So George will come in. That'll be it for Falcone. He goes 7 innings, gives up 6 hits and 4 runs. Like I say, they can't do a double switch because they don't have a second baseman, a backup second baseman on the freaking roster. That is crazy. That is stinking crazy. Don't understand that. But I'm not the GM. So that'll be it for Falcone. Frazier will come in the game. And he'll pitch 1 inning. And if you're a Cardinals fan, you're hoping he keeps it a 2-run game. Got the bottom third due up. Maddox, Rocket, and NIEKRO. Jerry, 1 for 2. He has singled and walked in this game. And that's going to be a base on ball. So right away, Rays get a runner aboard here in the top of the 8th. Can the Rocket do something? He's 0 for 2. He walked his last time up. Here's the pitch to Pat. And that's going to be a 2 balls and no strikes as he falls behind on Pat. And Pat take advantage of this 2-0 count. And no, he comes back falling behind 2-0. And Frazier, I forgot to tell you, this is his second appearance. No record with a lofty 20.25 ERA. And he strikes out Rocket for out number 1. NIEKRO is going to try to bunt again. He had a successful sacrifice bunt his last time up. He's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a 23. That'll be hit the pitcher, a 26 and a 1. 26 and a 1 is filling column 2 barely. And that's going to be bunted back to the mound. And he doesn't get him, folks. It goes over to first, and NIEKRO beats the throw. That's an E1. And how about that? Frazier can't field the ball. Throws over to first. NIEKRO's there. And we got first and second now, and only 1 out. Can Barry Bonnell do something? He's 1 for 3. He's walked. He's scored twice. And he's stolen 2 bases. Here's the pitch to Barry. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. And Morales has got a cannon. So Maddox is going to stay put. No need to get thrown out at third. Gilbreth's up now. And Gilbreth is 0 for 4. He's reached on an error. And he's grounded out twice and popped up. Can Ron finally deliver here today? And nope, that's going to be a lazy fly ball out to Lou. Brock makes the catch. The Braves strand 2 more. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 4-2 Atlanta. The pitch hitter here for Frazier. Going back to the top of the order. See who's going to come off the bench here against NIEKRO. They got some switch hitters on the bench. Let's see here. Or do they just want to go with the lefty? They're going to go with the lefty. Dwyer. Jim Dwyer's coming off the bench. So Dwyer's going to come off the bench here. And Dwyer's batting 163 on the year. He's got 1 homer and 5 RBIs. In a 4-2 game, you see Atlanta's 18-32. They've scored 187 runs on 34 homers. They've stolen 15 bases and been caught 9 times. Cardinals are 17-39. They've scored 162 runs on 26 homers, stolen 22 bases and been caught 18 times. So here's the leadoff batter in Dwyer here in the 8th, and that's going to be against the righty. Oh, he actually does better against lefties. That's crazy. 17-8, and that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Jeff Burris makes the catch, and there's 1 down. Now we're back to the top of the order, and Lou Brock. And Brock, he is 1 for 3, struck out his last time up. He did single and come around to score back in the 1st. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes Brock out for the 2nd time in a row. And NIEKRO's up to 8 strikeouts today. And are they going to pitch hit here for Phelps with Templeton? That is the question. Let's see here. What's Gary hitting this year? So I hate this. This is crap. So Gary's batting 268 on the year. Batting 268. So they're going to pitch hit Gary Templeton here. Gary's going to come off the bench for Mike. And he'll stay in and play short. And Templeton, like we say, he's batting 268. He's got a homer and 11 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Gary. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So that'll bring the tying run to the plate. Gary Templeton delivers here with a pitch hit single. And George Hendrick comes to the plate now as the tying run. He's 0 for 3. He has popped up, grounded out, and struck out. And that's going to be against the righty. It'll be a 16 and a 9. That's going to be a hit. And now back-to-back 2-out hits. And NIEKRO's got himself in a pickle here, folks. And a pickle. As the time runs aboard, Go Ahead runs at the plate first and second. Ted Simmons at the plate. He's 2 for 3. He has tripled and homered in this game. He has driven in both runs. Here's the pitch to Ted. And that's going to be a 15. And that ball is popped up. He just got under it, folks. He throws the bat. Maddox waits for it to come down. He thought he should have done something with that one. That knuckleball didn't dance as much as he thought. That'll win the inning. And the Cardinals strand too. We go to the top of the ninth. It's 4-2 Atlanta. I need a new pitcher and a shortstop. Let's see who's going to come in here and pitch. You got the righties coming up. Let's see here. I think Mark's going to come in the game. Let's look here. Mark's pitched 2 games in a row. So I don't think John's going to come in then. John will come in and pitch, and Templeton will stay in the game. See if John can keep this a 2-run game. So John will come in. He'll bat in the 9 spot. And Gary will stay in. What the heck's going on? Gary will stay in and play short. And we should be ready to go here. John Morrell is 3-4 with a 3.43 ERA. And this is his 12th appearance of the year. He has started 8 games. He's got the 3, 4, 5 hitters due up here in the top of the ninth, trying to keep us a 2-run game. Burris, Matthews, and Murphy. Jeff is 1 for 3 with a 2-run homer. And that's going to be another base on balls. That's the second time he's walked in the game. Yeah, this is version 13, Paul. Yep. So now you got a Shorts run down at first. Gary Matthews at the plate. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI today. And that's going to be a fly ball out to George. That'll be out number 1. And that brings up Bill Murphy now. Murph, he's doing well today. He is 2 for 4. He's singled twice. Can he do it again here, folks? Nope, that's going to be a fly ball out to Lou Brock. And now there is 2 down. So far the lead-off walk hasn't hurt. Can Biff Pocoroba make him pay for it? He's 0 for 4 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down to third. He fires over to first. And that'll end in top of the ninth. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Braves with a 4-2 lead. Can Maddox and NIEKRO finish his game off? He's got Hernandez, Morales, and Wright's due up. Keith is 0 for 2. He has walked, struck out, and flown out. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. NIEKRO's trying to end this game in style here. Jerry Morales comes up now. He's 0 for 3. He has struck out, grounded out twice to short. And that's going to be another ground ball down to the Rocket. He fields it cleanly, takes his time, throws over to Murph, and there's quickly 2 down here. And are they going to pitch hit here for Wrights? That is the question. They don't have a third baseman. I'm telling you, they ain't got shit on the bench. They don't got a backup second baseman. They don't got a backup third. So I guess they're not. So Wrights is going to hit for himself. He's 0 for 3. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Barry in center field. He waits for it to come down, makes the catch, and that's your ball game. Phil NIEKRO gets the win here, folks. Breaks the losing streak. Take a look and see how long the losing streak that was. Take a look here at the box score. And the Braves 4 runs on 6 hits and no errors. The Cardinals 2 runs, 6 hits and 2 errors. Dale Murphy was the only Brave with a multiple hit game, 2 for 5. They was only 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. They left 11 batters on base. Jeff Burris with the 2-run homer. And the Cardinals, you had Ted Simmons trying to carry him. He was 2 for 4. He had a triple and a homer. He drove in both runs for the Cardinals. The Cardinals only left with 5 men on base. NIEKRO pitched a hell of a game. He goes to 8-3, 9 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, walked 1, struck out 9, and gave up the homer to Simmons. Pete Falcone, he goes to 1-7, 7 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, only 3 of them earned. He walked 5, struck out 2, gave up a homer. Frazier comes in, pitches 1 inning, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And John Worrell, 1 inning, 1 walk. Now let's take a look at the rest of the National League games here. You've got Aaron Reed's Reds taking on the Cubbies. And the Reds sneaked by the Cubs, 3 runs on 10 hits and no errors. The Cubs, 2 runs, 11 hits. They out-hit the Big Red Machine, but couldn't outscore him with 1 error. And George Foster picks up another RBI. And you got the Padres and the Expos now. And the Padres win a close one. 2 runs on 2 hits and no errors. The Expos, 1 run on 10 hits. Out-hit the Padres by 8, but can't beat them. Let's look at this. That's a crazy game there, folks. Let's take a look here. Dave Winfield they scored 2 runs in the 8th inning. Let's take a look here at the scorecard here. So they started the inning off with a homer by Winfield. Gene Tennis singles. Richards comes in and pitch hits and walks. Baker comes in and gets intentionally walked. And then Thomas walks and drives in a run. So they walked in the go-ahead run. Who was the pitcher that did that? Take a look here. Walked in the winning run. Grimsley goes the distance, walks in the winning run. Crazy game there. Now you got the Dodgers in New York taking on the Mets. And the Mets help out the Braves. Mets 3 runs on 6 hits and 1 error. The Dodgers 1 run, 5 hits and no errors. And the last game here on the 7th is the Giants against the Phillies. And the Giants win easy. 6 runs, 14 hits, and 1 error. The Phillies 2 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. Take a look here at the standings and leaderboard through June 7th in the National League. And the Phillies and Expos, with both of them losing, are still tied. The Pirates are now only a half a game back. The Cubbies a game and a half, and then the Mets are 10.5. And the Cardinals, with that loss, they dropped to 15 games back. And the Dodgers are now 2.5 games up on the Giants. Houston's 4. San Diego's 5. Cincinnati is now 8 games back, and with the win, the Braves are 13 games back. We'll take a look here after we look at the rest of this leaderboard and see how many game losing streak the Braves snapped. Enos Cabell with a .352 average leading the American League. George Foster with his 13 homers and 51 RBIs leading the National League. And you got Jim Barr with a 1.64 ERA leading the National League. Steve Rogers with his 9 wins and Raleigh Fingers with his 9 saves. And George Foster's leading in the MVP voting. And Steve Rogers is leading in the Cy Young. Like I say, let's take a look here at the Braves and see how many game losing streak. They had a decent losing streak going here until they get that win. So that was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game losing streak they snapped. Now see who the next pitching matchup with the Cardinals is. And it looks like it's going to be Mr. Preston Hanna going up against Pete Vukovich. So, advantage Cardinals, that's for sure. See if the Braves can win 2 in a row, though. As you can see, Preston is 3-7 with a 6.29 ERA so far. Vukovich is yet to get a win, it looks like. He's 2 with a 2.97 ERA. I want to thank Paul for stopping by. Check out his great channel, and Aaron Reed. And if you're new to my channel and you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button, folks. And hit that bell for reminders and hit that like button. It helps the channel out and don't cost anything. Till next time, y'all have a great day and take care.